Hi, I'm Dr. Noel Lucas from Blue Oasis Pet Hospital, here to answer some additional questions that you have about your senior feline.
What are some things I can do to make my aging cat more comfortable?
Well, they love a heating blanket, right? So having maybe some lower pet beds to have them not have to jump as high, maybe in that their favorite perch was way up top in their cat tower, but now they're not quite getting all the way up there anymore. So maybe bringing more comfortable heating pads down on the second level or even up along a windowsill. I call just heating pads just because they really just like to sit on warm surfaces. You see them in the sun. Getting their mats taken care of. Senior felines sometimes have more arthritic disease, can't groom themselves as well, so they're more prone to matting. So keeping them brushed or going to a groomer more regularly to get their little mats or even a lion cut to keep their hair cut short. Those are just a couple things that I think of right away on how to maybe adapt to your senior feline's needs.
How do I know if my senior cat's in pain?
So cats, again, very secretive about their diseases and including pain. We can find some very, very serious painful conditions in cats with their dental disease that becomes more advanced. We can find really bad cavities in there that are painful, and they aren't going to tell you a thing, except if they have more advanced dental disease. What you might notice is around their bowl, their little crunchy kibbles, instead of being able to get them in their mouth and then chew them and swallow them, they'll take them in their mouth, hit an ouchy tooth, they'll either drop the whole piece or they'll crunch it and they'll just be broken pieces of kibble around their bowl. That can indicate dental disease that's uncomfortable for them. Cats usually will not cry out or yell out with any kind of pain unless it's acute trauma, and that's completely different, but we're not talking about that really. We're talking about painful conditions like osteoarthritis, disc disease in their older little discs or in their hips or their elbows. In those cases, cats don't usually cry out. You might see some lameness. Maybe they're just not moving the same. Maybe they're slower. You see them maybe walking down the hallway and they've got a little gait limp. They're not crying out or telling you they're in pain, but that's actually a sign of pain. So we're just having you watch for those little subtle signs that something's just not quite right. I call it your intuition. If you feel something's not quite right with your cat, that's a big indication that you need to bring them into your veterinarian, because I bet you something's not right.
How do I know if my senior cat's got a decent quality of life?
So that's a good question. How do you know they have a good quality of life? I kind of look to see what is kind of their favorite things to do. Like if they like to get up and wake you up at 3 a.m. and that's something that they've always done throughout their life and they're not doing that anymore, that might be an indication something's wrong. Of course, we have some cats that get real picky as they get older, but that pickiness is not necessarily just the food that you're offering that they don't like. There actually could be something going on internally with their kidneys or maybe their gastrointestinal system that they're needing a diagnosis. So how are they eating? Are they going about their day in their normal routines? Are they interacting with you like they used to? Are they more reclusive and hiding in the closets and not really coming out to greet you when you come home? Maybe they're not hearing as well, and really they're still doing quite well and got good mobility, but they just don't hear you come in. So these are just sort of things to think about as your cat's getting older, and if you feel like something's just a little bit off about just their everyday life, I encourage you to talk with your veterinarian and see if there's something that we can uncover causing that symptom that you're noticing.
Why does my senior cat sometimes yowl at night?
We call them the night yowlers. So night yowling in cats can be predatory behavior, right? So they can find a favorite toy and just do some really loud vocalizations because they're actually playing. But we're more likely talking about sort of abnormal night yowling sounds that have been not something you normally hear at night with your cat. There's two sort of diseases that we associate with night yowlers. One being hyperthyroidism. So they just have a thyroid that's just getting hyperfunctional and it's causing their thyroid hormone to go up, and they're feeling very energized and they'll start doing night yowling at night. And then we have high blood pressure, so hypertension causing night yowling. You're like, why is that? We think it's headaches, and cats can't articulate they're having headaches, so they'll do some really loud vocalizations or yowling at night. That's the two things we think about, high blood pressure and hypertension. One more thing, or I guess a subtle three, might be vision loss. So ocular changes or vision loss. So they might get a little bit more lost or not quite know where they are, or they're getting a little bit senile because they're getting older. So cognitive health decline can also cause some night yowling. So those are the kind of the primary things that I think about with night yowlers. Great questions, everyone. So please partner with your veterinarian, and we're at Blue Oasis Pet Hospital, so we'd love to see your senior cat. Thanks.